Here we have Jim Carrey. Many people know him. He's probably the funniest actor ever. I call him the Duke of Comedy. He really is the Duke of Comedy, I'll give him that. But there's a much darker side that people don't know about. Listen to this.
And they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong being the first man to walk on the moon.
Talk about a fish story. Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
He said, and they're buying it, which means it's all a fish story. All those space missions, it's all a fish on the hook, a worm on the hook story. You see, many of these celebrities, maybe not all of them, but many of them know the truth about this world. That the earth is flat and enclosed with a giant dome. It's all a joke to them. That's why they like deceiving us. All of these celebrities want to be worshipped. Why else would they be celebrities? They want to be worshipped. Who do you think put them on the stage in front of your eyes? Satan, the devil. That's why they're there, to keep you distracted, to keep your minds away from Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the only celebrity people should be worshipping. All of these space missions, from beginning to today, are done to deceive us. To destroy our faith, to disintegrate our faith in the Christian God, and to disintegrate our memory of where we came from, the Garden of Eden. That's the purpose behind all of this space stuff. You see, there is a movie called They Live, 1988. It's about this group of extraterrestrial beings who have completely taken over the earth and human society, and everyone is basically sleepwalking, except a very few people who know the truth. Now this movie, They Live, is real life. But in our case, they're not extraterrestrials, they're demons and fallen angels and mutants and hybrids. They are the children, the descendants of demons and fallen angels. Some of these celebrities are not actually human at all. Many of them are mutants disguised as humans. Watch the movie They Live. They Live is real life. And there's also another movie you should watch. It's called The Truman Show. It stars Jim Carrey as a man called Truman. In this movie, Truman's entire life is basically one worldwide television show. And at the end of the movie, it's revealed that the whole world is basically a flat ground with a giant dome. This dome is as large as an island or a continent. The Truman Show is real life. But in our case, the dome is it's much more fantastic and much more bigger and much more scarier. Our world is literally a stage with a dome on top. We're literally living main characters in a television show, in a real life television show, just like the Truman Show. Because everything is being watched from above by the Christian God, and everything down here is orchestrated by the bad people. So we're living in a double television show. In a double real life television show. Because everything down here is orchestrated by the bad people, and they know the truth about the world, and everything is watched from above by the Christian God. There's just one world, and it's observed from both up and down, which means we're living in a double reality television show. They live in the Truman Show is real life. Watch them. The Truman Show, true man, the truth, and the true world. That's why it's called True Man. It's basically right in everybody's faces. When people make such films, they're basically farting in people's faces. But nobody can see behind the deception. Now I'll explain again the reasons behind all these space missions. In 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed. And today is basically probably all countries. Now this treaty prevents Antarctica from being claimed by any nation, and it also prevents any conflict. Now this is the only single treaty in human history that still has not been broken today. Over 50 years later, this is the only treaty that has not been broken. People still fight and kill each other all over the world, but this is the only treaty right here that still hasn't been broken. Now why do you think that's true? You see, this is not Antarctica. This treaty is designed to keep Antarctica off limits to every ordinary person in the world. This is not Antarctica. This right here, this is the real Antarctica. This ice ring. This thing right here is this little thing. And this is the true Antarctica. You see, all of these space missions are designed to deceive us and to erode our faith in the Christian God, and to erode our memory of where we truly came from, the Garden of Eden. That's why all this space stuff is done. To deceive us. And to deceive people and prepare them using deception for the final end time deception. You see, when the demons finally reveal themselves, they're going to be disguised as advanced technological extraterrestrial beings. And people are going to believe them. They're going to befriend them, or they're going to have some peace treaty between them. And the reason people are going to believe them is because they have been deceived their whole lives by all this space stuff. The final generation of humans, the people in that final generation are going to be absolutely intolerable unbelievers. And they're gonna be that way because they have been deceived their entire lives, ever since birth. And when those demons finally reveal themselves, they're gonna be masquerading as extraterrestrials. And people are gonna accept them as their saviors and their creators. And they're gonna accept them because decades before, people have been deceived ever since birth, their whole lives, just for that final moment in the end. And they're gonna take the mark of the beast. And that's the reason behind all this deception, all the space missions and the Antarctica Treaty, to prepare everyone for the final deception. And everyone who believes that deception is going to perish. That's why I do these videos, to warn you before it's too late.